6 of Unit 4B, again, which is the last unit. Today, we're solving rations equations. We're solving rational equations just like we did on Friday. It's no different as far as the setup goes. We're still looking for that common denominator. We're still writing one big line. We're writing the equation. We're doing exactly what we did last Friday, except now you're not going to have 3x plus 1 equals 10. You're going to end up with quadratics. So like x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0, where we're going to have to factor in order to find the solutions. So just one additional step, and a step that you guys are pretty good with factoring at this point. So we get good practice on how do we go through the process. Then we get some more practice with factoring to make sure that we can do that. And then even get more practice on finding extraneous solutions. We talked last week, there are those solutions that don't work. That happens a lot more when you have quadratic solutions. Generally speaking, one of them works and one of them doesn't. So we're going to take a look at today. Obviously, we want to be able to solve them by the end of the hour. We don't got even a whole lot of examples today. I only think we got 2 or 3 or 4 examples today. So we're going to keep it pretty straightforward today. So our first one, we've got v plus 6 over 3 equals v minus 2 over 3v minus v over 3. Any dancers in here? Congratulations to both the Jazz and did they even say anything on the announcements? Well, Jazz and Kick both made it this year. So congratulations to them. I think they go on Saturday. Okay. All right, so first thing we look for is the common denominator. We've got all monomials, so we're in good shape. We're just going to draw one huge line. We've got 3's, so we know we've got to have a 3. We've got a v, so we have to have a v. So that's going to be our denominators for all of them. Remember, I just do it like this because we're going to get this equation on the top, and I don't have to write as much. I can be a little lazy. Okay, so the first one, we have to multiply by v. Now we've got it to be 3v, so we have to multiply the numerator by v. V times v is v squared, plus v times 6 is 6. Now you already notice we've got it's a quadratic going on here. Okay, now we've got an equal sign, so we're going to put the equal sign. Look at our second one. We've got 3v already, so we can just put v minus 2. Minus, because there's a minus sign up there. 3, we've got it multiplied by v. That means we need to multiply the numerator by v. That gives us v squared. So now we've created this equation in the numerator. So we're going to rewrite that. We're just going to ignore the denominator for now. So we've got v squared plus 6 is equal to v minus 2 minus v squared. Did I mess up? Oh, that should be 6v. Good call. My bad. 6v. Good catch. I don't know why I did that. I do, but I'm an idiot. Thanks for the catch. Everybody see what I did wrong? And call me out right away. Otherwise, just you know me at this point in time. I don't care. So we got to get we've got it squared. So because we have squared, we need to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract v. I'm going to add v squared to both sides. So v squared plus v squared is going to give me 2v squared. So I essentially added a v squared. I have to subtract a v. So that gives me plus 5v. And I have to add 2. Okay, I did it all in kind of one step to kind of save us some time. Now we've got a quadratic. We have that quadratic set equal to 0. 3 terms for the quadratic means we use the x method. A times c on the top, so 4 on the top. 5 on the bottom, our b value. And it's 4 and 1. So now we've got v plus 4, but we have to divide by 2 because our a value is 2. And then v plus 1, but again, we got to divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so that's v plus 2. V plus 1 half. 1 half doesn't reduce. That becomes 2v plus 1 equals 0. But the goal is to find the solutions. So we just asked the question, what makes this 0? So v plus 2 equals 0, just negative 2, right? So there's one of our solutions. And then 2v plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1, divide by 2. There's our other possible solution. Again, so notice I said possible solutions. We have to look at all of the denominators from our original problem. The only one that's not going to work is 0, because remember we can't have denominators are 0. So 3 times 0 is going to give me 0. Nothing else is going to give me 0 in the denominator. 0 is not one of my solutions that I found, so both of them work. We don't have any extraneous solutions with that one. None of my denominators are going to become 0. Okay? So a little bit of work. Nothing's wrong with a little bit of work. It works. All right. With your partner, person around you, about 3 minutes. Find the solutions. 3 minutes and 12 seconds to be exact. Find the solutions. What value isn't going to work? Anybody tell me right now what value is not going to work? Just 0. 0 is the only one that won't work because if m was 0, you divide by 0. So that doesn't work. So you can find the other values. By m squared, yep. Had a nice 15 by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Wait, are you playing it? Was it nice? I don't know.
I love running. There's no wind. Sun was out. I mean, it was 10 degrees. First one you pick that way. One doesn't matter. It's just one. You just have yeah, I think this plan is on.
I don't know. Yeah.
I took it out. The little wind there was, there's like 4 miles an hour. So it's based on the way out. On the way back, it just kind of, let's go.
Nice 15.
Until I get to 13 and then I'll shut it down.
Yeah.
Time for your shoes.
What was he wearing?
I put my books on yesterday. As I went inside. Yeah. My shoes just started to hurt. So I put the books on yesterday.
I'm not even.
Yeah, that's right. This is good.
Alright, so yeah, 3m minus 6 here, so can I move the 3m squared over here? Negative. Let me move it from 0 to minus, so
All right, here we go. Common denominator is m squared. Don't have to do anything to the first one. So it's 3m minus 6 equals. We need m squared down here. So that means we need to go m squared. 3m squared plus m minus 6. Look good? Everybody okay? So I've got 3m minus 6 equals 3m squared plus m minus 6. So I'm going to subtract 3m squared. It doesn't matter. You may have moved everything the other way. So we've got negative 3m squared. I have to subtract m. So plus 2m. I have to add 6. So that's 0. So it equals 0. So I've got negative 3m squared plus 2m equals 0. What's my common factor? The m. Yeah. If I take an m out, I'm left with negative 3m plus 2. So our first one, remember we have to set both pieces equal to 0. So m has to equal 0, but remember we said that couldn't work because we have m squared in our denominator. So because we have m squared in our denominator, m squared is 0. So it can't be 0, so that's actually a solution that does not work. And then our other solution would be negative 3m plus 2 equals 0. Subtract 2 and divide by negative 3. So m is equal to 2/3. And there are your solutions. And that is your only solution that works. M equals 2/3. 0 is that extraneous solution. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. And let's do this one. Last one. We'll do this one together. Right here. Getting old. So factor first. So we've got 1 over r minus 3. That one's done. We've got r cubed minus 9. I can take an r out of there. Then that leaves me with r squared minus 9. R squared minus 9. Factors. This factors into r times r minus 3, r plus 3. R squared minus 9 is that difference of squares. Perfect square minus a perfect square. So remember that's perfect square, square root of minus square root of plus square root of. So then that this one means this one is r minus 3 and r plus 3 as well. Oof. This one's going to be fun. So the first one, so common denominator. I've got an r there. So I've got to go r. And then I've got an r minus 3. I've got another one, but it's in a different term. Then I've got an r plus 3. I've got an r minus 3, so there it is. So the first one, I need to get this to be this. So I've got r minus 3, but I don't have r or r plus 3. So don't have to really worry about the 1. So r times r is r squared. R times 3 is plus 3r. Minus. Do I have to do anything with the second one? Nope. So I'm just going to go minus 1 equals. What do I have to multiply the last one by? R. So that equals r squared. So I've got r squared plus 3r minus 1 equals r squared. Subtract r squared. It gives me 3r minus 1 equals 0. Add 1. There's no quadratic now, so that's good. Divide by 3. We get a solution of 1/3. So now let's go back to our original denominators. What's going to make this 0? Well, 3. 3 minus 3 is 0, so r can't be 3. If we look at this part right here, that means r can't be 0 and r can't be negative 3. This would be r is 0. 0 times anything is 0. Positive 3, we've already said. Then make negative 3. So those are all of our excluded ones. Our answer is 1/3, so it's not excluded. So that's a solution. Okay. You need to take your time when you're doing these. You don't have a lot of problems today. There's only 4 or 5, maybe 6 questions today for you to work on as you're doing it. We'll have time tomorrow to answer any questions that you have. The practice test is on tomorrow's. It's already there. The answers are already there. The video is already there for the practice test. The answers and the solutions are on Schoology for this one as well. So if you need this, come up and grab this. Otherwise, you've got your Schoology to work out of. Go. The light switches are going back. Thank you.